Hey, what's up you guys? This is Steffi, aka In My Humble Opinion, and welcome back to another Fan Reaction Friday video. In today's video, we're going to be watching Season 3, Episode 5 of The Crown. The episode is entitled Coup, so let's get right into it. God, there's a lot of pressure on the pound this season.
Now I know what it's saying.
Ooh. Yikes! Oh no! Wilson! Prime Minister Wilson! Ironic, because literally a couple episodes ago I was just saying how I thought he was doing a good job, and then enough is enough now.
Lord Mountbatten.
What's he got to do with anything?
I'm sure we all agree that he's a symbol of a bygone era, of privilege and inequality. He's refusing to make the defence cuts we need. Cuts which you promised in your election manifesto.
What are you proposing?
That we kick him out.
Isn't that the one that... I think he's close with the family, right?
Kicking him out makes economic sense and shows we're tough.
Damn. They must be really going through it economically. He's like, oh God, help me.
You're kicking me out.
Well, no, sir. I'm thanking you. The armed forces on
I like how he spun that. I'm actually thanking you. Oh, that's sad.
What am I going to do, Barrett?
You'll bounce back, sir. Before long, you'll have 100 projects.
Cake, son.
A thank you for your service cake. Farewell. The young guys. That's so awkward how his painting is just carried behind him as he exits. Oh my God, the dog, just looking at him. The dog is not breaking focus. Big fan of dogs. Oh my God, look at that dog, just like by him the entire time.
Pens down, you know.
Girl, that was me. She's so productive on a train, especially when it's raining. I'd be like snoozing away.
And the favourite is, of course, number 9. Her Majesty's own horse, Apprentice.
Ooh, Apprentice.
As they make the turn, and yes, Apprentice turns under pressure on the Olympic voice, he moves a taste.
Ooh, she got a little feisty there.
We used to be at the top. Now we barely compete.
It's possible that the system set up by your late father is now a little obsolete.
Wasn't that guy like the one she had a little bit of like a flirtatious relationship with
Keep up with the art
last season too?
Travel around the world and catch up with all the latest developments.
I can't just do that. In case you hadn't noticed, I have a job to do.
We'll only be friends. What, Timbuktu?
She's like, I really want to win my horse races, so I guess that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
As in, it's proving harder and harder to maintain.
She is so distracted by the horses.
And I'm afraid that now we have no alternative but to devalue the pound.
Oh, feels like a bad time to say that I won't be here for our meeting next week.
She's like, that sucks that the pound lost value, but I really want to win my horse race.
But what of this new generation? These young men and women for whom some of the best of us gave our lives. Decline, irrelevance, and the devaluation of pound sterling.
The older generation is not pleased with the current generation.
For that comes up like thunder out of China across the
Is he like rallying all the old men from his generation to be a bit critical on the current one? Haras du Quesnay, Normandy, France. We're back with the horses in France. I actually like this storyline. It's I don't know how they're gonna tie the two together, but this is the one that's most accessible to me.
Excellent mind to the back.
Yeah.
Well,
This is like her happy place, honestly.
Currently, there is a drain of the best British racehorses to America. You have to ask yourself, why?
well, they've always got mummy. Me being away is good for her.
Maybe he keeps extending this little trip so they could keep spending more time together. He's like, don't you want to go to America? We just, like, a day or two.
Despite my own very profound reservations regarding our Prime Minister, what you're talking about is effectively a coup, and I can have nothing whatsoever to do with it.
Episode title, Coup.
We are proposing a radical revolution led by bankers, businessmen, and the armed forces. Professionals who can save us from amateurism, incompetence, and Russian infiltration. And as our interim leader, we can think of no one better than you, sir.
This is all very interesting. May I suggest that we meet again?
Ooh, he's intrigued. He's like, I did wonder what my next project would be, and maybe it's this.
Government policy after 3 years of devaluation and denial.
Wow. Dang, I guess I totally misjudged. I thought he was being a good prime minister, but apparently he's not.
To the Commonwealth of Kentucky, you may.
Thank you, sir.
Damn, she went all the way to America, to Kentucky. I love how there's like all this drama happening with the devaluation and everything. Meanwhile, the horses.
Tommy's one of the best. Thanks, sir.
Has Tommy ever come to England?
Oh, no.
Oh.
He's like, no, he's here, he's ours. But that's interesting, though. I guess the parallels of Mountbatten and Queen Elizabeth going out of their way, out of their comfort zone, out of the usual way of doing things, and taking it upon themselves to kind of sharpen their tools a bit so they could play the game better.
Remind me of the year, Porchy.
1967. Why?
Because having seen what I've just seen, one might think it 2067.
Oh, 2067.
Dear old Cecil. And you are...
Dear old Cecil.
Try that.
I feel like in another life, like in an alternate reality, if she didn't have to be queen, she'd be like a horse breeder.
If we're going to gain the edge, there's still a lot to learn from the Americans.
Porchy, how much longer is that going to take?
Well,
Porchy, I see what you're doing, bitch. He's like, a year.
Coup d'etat in the United Kingdom doesn't stand a chance. Unless we have the support of the one person not yet mentioned.
Oh my gosh, fucking the queen. See, they always drag her into certain things. Like, I'm seeing a pattern here that the government will leverage the queen.
She is our Caesar.
I like that. She is our Caesar, as she's like sitting on a horse, wind blowing. She's like, this is such an American meal. I hate this.
Somehow today has managed to be one of the most enjoyable days of my life. And at the same time, one of the most depressing.
Oh.
If I tell you something, do you promise it will stay between us?
Of course.
It's gonna be a good one if anybody enters the conversation like that.
It's how I'd like to spend all my time.
See?
Owning horses, breeding horses, racing horses.
I'm just
What
telling you,
makes me
man.
truly happy.
Like, if she weren't queen, this is what she would do.
Until the other thing came along.
Oh.
That someone else was born to do. That they elected not to do. Which meant that first my father, and then I, had to do a job we were never meant to.
Girl.
well, you've managed to make it look like the other thing is the only thing you were ever meant to do.
That was nice.
But it isn't.
Damn, that sucks. I, like, can kind of relate to that. I mean, like, not in this context, obviously, but... Oh,
And
it's...
on days like today,
Oh, you're, like, so close to getting
and
what you
places
want.
like this, you get a glimpse of what it all might have been like.
Oh.
The
Girl.
unlived life.
Oh. Woo.
How
That...
much happier it might have made me.
Oh, that one hit deep. Yeah, that is sad.
Not now!
Ooh, she yelled. She's in her feelings. She's like trying to like have this fantasy life, but her real life is calling her.
You are persistent. Is it really so important?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Prime Minister?
Ma'am, I have reason to believe there is currently a full-blown plot developing against me and the democratically elected Labour government that governs in your name, being led by a senior member of your family.
Who?
Lord Mountbatten, in cahoots with Cecil King, the chairman of the Mirror Group newspaper.
Leave it with me, Prime Minister.
You know, I just like, my heart breaks for her. Cause it's like, she doesn't want to fucking deal with this shit. Like, she has to. She's the queen. But here she is trying to escape all of that, living in her fantasy world. And this is just a reminder that she doesn't want to deal with this, but instead be happy with her horses. Sucks. Sometimes the thing that you want, even if it's what you were good at, was not the thing you were meant to do. And that's heartbreaking. I have to go.
Drink up, Portry. We're going home.
Oh, I feel bad for her now. I was like laughing along with like the horse storyline, but damn, cut deep.
Your Majesty.
She's like, you ruined my
You asked to see me.
horse vacation.
Yes, I did go to lunch at the Bank of England to meet and listen to people who are horrified by what's happening to the country.
But conspiring with them is not the solution. You were born to be busy and to lead. You still have a huge role to play in this family. A father figure to my husband, an uncle and a guide to me, a king to me, King Charles, not to mention a brother to your sister. That would be a greater service to the crown than leading unconstitutional coups.
She's like, know your place.
There came a moment around the time I turned 70 when it dawned on me that I was no longer a participant, rather a spectator.
I've discovered that for myself.
God, this is such a depressing conversation, girl.
Because the situation this country is facing is anything but amusing.
Oh, who cares?
She is so funny.
You must sleep. Sister.
I love that we got to see them together, you know?
Princess Alice. Nowhere at all.
He's having a hard life transition too, you know? Like, he's older. I mean, he essentially got fired, so he wasn't expecting to suddenly be in retirement. It's a bit of an adjustment for him, especially as someone who likes to be busy. I was gonna say, where has Prince Philip been?
The trip was supposed to be a week. You were gone almost a month.
Yes.
With Porchy.
Yes.
Was that fun?
We went on racing business. It was a fact-finding expedition.
He's like, that better be it.
I've heard you've appointed him as your racing manager.
I have.
Which means he'll be around all the time.
Yes, with any luck.
Good for you.
Good for all of us.
He's like, I have something to say. He's like, let me just remind you that I'm your husband.
I heard about Dickie. A coup.
Yes, can you believe it?
It must be hard getting old.
I was literally just saying. They seem to be like in a much better place in their marriage, even though maybe they have like little like bumps here and there. They seem to actually enjoy each other's company. Like, remember last season how it started?
I'll see you in a minute.
He's like, oh yeah! Prince Philip has some game still, knows how to make his lady feel wanted, loved, and we fade to black. Alright, and some post-show thoughts. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, this is probably, of the episodes I've seen so far, this is probably like my least favorite episode. More so because I just like didn't really care for the Lord Mountbatten storyline, but I was surprised to learn that apparently things have gotten really bad within the country for them to want the Prime Minister to be removed. The storyline that I was interested in, though, was Queen Elizabeth's storyline in terms of her having like this little taste of a life that she actually, if it weren't for having this, you know, moral obligation of assuming the responsibilities of the crown. Like, she would have wanted this life of being a horse breeder and doing all the horse related activities, even though her trip was only supposed to last a week, but it lasted like almost nearly a month. She was kind of indulging in her what would have been life, and I felt bad that that fantasy kind of kept getting ruined because of the reality of her life, which is the fact that she's the queen. I would imagine that weighs heavy on a person every now and then, especially when you do get the chance to have a little bit of a taste of the life that you would have had. I'm sure you can't help but feel a bit sour about the way that your life went, even if it's like, you know, on the outside it looks more glamorous and glorious than the life you originally had planned for yourself, but ultimately that's not what she wanted if she had the choice. So yeah, I really felt for her. I thought that was an interesting idea and sentiment that she was expressing in that episode. I also kind of feel like her friend who kept going around with her looking at the horses, that was the guy I'm pretty sure she was having like a flirtatious kind of relationship with last season. I feel like he kind of liked the fact that this horse tour kept extending, so he got to spend more time with her. Yeah, not my favorite episode, but I get why they had it as part of the season. Alright, and my question for you guys is maybe kind of a weird one, but go with me on this. If you were in Queen Elizabeth's position and you were given a chance to have a little bit of a taste, a little bit of a sample of the life that you wish you would have gotten, would you take that little taste and sample, or would you rather just never have a taste of it at all? Part of me kind of feels like, while it is good to have a taste of the life that you wish you would have wanted if you were unfortunately in that position, I feel like it's kind of heartbreaking to have that taste, because it's like she said, it's like the best and also worst day of your life, because you're just reminded again of the fact that, yep, well, that's not the life I'm living. So let me know in the comment section below, if you were in Queen Elizabeth's position, would you want that taste, or do you think it'd be best if you just never had that taste at all? And alright, that's about it for this video. If you liked it, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and please turn on the notification button down below so you know when a new video from me comes out, and comment down below your thoughts on this episode. And don't forget to come back tomorrow to check out my reaction and review to episode 6. And as always, everything I said was just my own personal thoughts and all my humble opinion, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!